are here with Bruce Campbell. Bruce, just Bruce. You're the Bruce to me, Bruce.
I appreciate that. It's a nice, informal way to go.
Yeah, well, how many Comic-Cons have you done?
I don't know. A bunch. Enough. But I never get tired of it. And it's really great to see it back.
Right?
Like back.
Yeah.
Like elbow to elbow back.
Yeah.
You want the savages in large numbers. I mean, that's what really makes it memorable. And the cosplay's getting better. People are getting... Like, there are friends who can manufacture stuff now. The old days, it was a cardboard box, spray painted with a thing, and some guy was ashy. He'd take a milk jug and spray that. And he had a cardboard chain, and he would draw the crap on it and spray paint it silver. That thing is wobbling all over it. Now, I mean, holy crap.
I mean, these chainsaws could cut you.
Well, you can buy the chainsaw now. They have a brand new chainsaw that makes the noise. You put your hand in there, the whole schmeal. And it's not even cheesy. Like, I think I want to get one for Halloween. Hey, kids. Oh, wow.
Well, Bruce, you're here to talk about a new show called Hysteria.
I am.
Okay. What can you tell me about your character on this?
Plenty.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You told me you couldn't tell me anything. So.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm in the show.
Oh, wow.
Scooped it.
Okay.
It's a fun premise. It's called Hysteria. It takes place in the late 80s.
That was a great time.
I'm trying to think late 80s. Yeah, I think I had a good time late 80s in Michigan. My home state, which intrigued me. And I get to play the chief of police, which is great. It's an age-appropriate role, right? Because I'm in the crooked politician phase of my career.
Right.
So chief of police, makes sense. And what got me is the writing. And it's always the cliche, I love the script, but the script is all you have to go off of. If it ain't on a page, it ain't on the stage. And my illustrious agent sends me stuff all the time. And you read the page, and you go, that guy's lines could be swapped with any other character in the scene.
Yeah.
They're just finishing off each other's sentence to speak the plot. I'm like, that doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
And this one, when it came across, it was horror, so, I jumped right at it.
Right.
It had to be good, is my theory, because I can smell a rat. I know a crappy horror script when I see one.
Yeah, I bet you do.
And this was a really well-crafted character who is a three-dimensional television character. And this town is getting infected by, they don't know. Is it satanic? Is it the death metal band in town? Are they behind it? Did you imagine it? Like, did some of this stuff actually happen?
Oh, so
in the show?
It's Satanic Panic. It's set during the Satanic Panic years, right?
You've said that, and I've heard other people say that. What is that actually based on? Because I've heard of it, but I didn't. It's in the 80s. There was a Satanic Panic.
Back in the day, I might have played some Dungeons and Dragons, let's say, and that was considered satanic.
Wow. Well, all that crap is just a backlash of restriction.
Yeah. Well,
Someone always has to.
You've met Satan, so
Satan sells. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
The devil, the demon, Satan, whatever the hell you want to do. But what's cool in this show is you're actually not really sure if it's a creeper. And so hopefully the audience will go, what the hell did I just watch? And it's very compelling. So that's as far as I can tell you, really. But it's worth a look because TV has gotten so much better. That's all I watch now is TV.
Oh.
Spandex movies are fine. Guys with the tights, I have nothing against superhero movies. But TV is where it's at. For some reason, like I started doing Knots Landing. That was my first TV job.
Really?
Yes.
Knots Landing?
Knots Landing. And that's when television sucked raw eggs. And it sucked them hard. You saw the bad lighting. It was actors who were over. Their career was over. So they're going to go do the Colbys. So TV used to be that.
Right.
And it's where actors started out, like what I was doing. And then it was also where actors went to die, was television. And television, for some reason, I don't even know how it started, whether it was AMC starting to make stuff, whether it was Sopranos, like what started TV not sucking so hard? And I swear to God, people ask me all the time, hey, have you seen so-and-so, so-and-so? I'm like, I haven't even heard of the show. There's so much out there.
Right, it's true.
So I'm like, I'll get to it. Thanks for the recommendation. But my viewing list it's never ending. I'll never get to the end of it, which is kind of cool.
It's of course, yeah, but you're going to watch Con daily, of course, when it's on. So
Well, when sure.
yeah, Bruce, you've made a lot of TV that didn't suck, to be honest.
Okay.
Okay.
Like Hercules and Xena.
Yeah. Yes.
Tell you, man, iconic.
Those were so ahead of their time, though.
They were fun.
Yeah.
Like a surfer dude Hercules kind of deal.
Yeah, Bruce, you did a lot of writing.
I'm reaching for this cup.
I
There's
know.
nothing in it.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
about
that's
that,
right.
Yeah. You used to do actually a lot of writing. I mean, back in the GeoCities days, you had like a column, and it was very well written. I read it back then. I mean, did you? And then you wrote a couple books.
Yeah.
So was that the real Bruce, or was it writer Bruce?
You know, it's funny. I wrote, Hail or whatever, If Chins Could Kill, Confessions of a B-Movie Actor. And what's weird, for years and years, it was mostly dudes lining up. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's smoke a doobie in the parking lot. Hey, let's go have a beer. It's a fist bump. Hey, it was just dudes. And my wife would go, hey, have fun at those cons. Because some actors, women are throwing keys up. Here's my number, that sort of crap. And I always played characters that women just, they didn't want to get laid with me. Whatever. I'm blessed, I think, in that way. But it was mostly guys because the horror films, they were very male-oriented, a lot of them.
Sure. Gore and
But
all
when
that.
you write a book, you talk about the parts where you cry and you were sad and you were so happy about this, and then your kid was born and I got divorced and my life fell apart. So you're more human.
You're vulnerable.
And so more and more women have started to show up in the line. And way more women are at cons now.
Yes.
It's almost 50-50 as far as it used to be like 90% dudes in dark T-shirts.
Oh, no, yeah.
And now it's both. Now it's dudes with their lady.
Yeah, and sometimes the ladies just drag the dude here, too.
That could be too. I always enjoy asking couples who dragged who here.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's the lady.
So when I was coming here to Comic-Con, a couple of my friends are like, they knew I was going to be doing a TV show. Like, who are you talking to? And I was like, well, Bruce Campbell. And they're like, who? And then I said, don't you ever watch Burn Notice? They're like, I watch Burn Notice every night. I mean, when I go to sleep at night, that's the show I watch. And I was like, it's that guy. They're like, it's that guy. Oh, my God, that's so cool. The character of Sam Axe.
The beauty of popular television shows is people go, hey, I didn't know that old guy did those weird horror movies from years ago. So I got retroactive Evil Dead fans through Burn Notice because they're like, what is that guy? I think I've seen that guy somewhere. And then they go do a little research.
I would have to say, of course, that Ash is your best known character. It's
Sure.
become iconic. Your phrases are, part of our lexicon of pop culture.
That's right.
Would you say that Sam Axe is number 2?
In my world, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as far as impact on my career, I mean, it's really fun to be on the #1 show on cable. We were not the #1 show on broadcast, but we were the big for about 3 years. And I have to tell you, I've been in so many failures that it's really refreshing to go, look at us. Look at us.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really fascinating. The studio didn't give a crap what we did for the first 3 years. And we got really successful, and then they started to get worried about it. The last 2 seasons, they were like, you guys have to put seatbelts on now. We're like, we haven't worn seatbelts in 5 years. Well, Hyundai's sponsoring it now, and you got to put seatbelts on. And we went, no. And so they added digital seatbelts to us for a couple of shots.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
We had Matt Nixon.
Oh, wow.
And not here, but at
He's a clever boy.
Right. We had him on we did an interview back at WonderCon in April, and I did sneak in. Come on, Burn Notice reunion movie. I mean, come on. Hasn't it been teased?
It makes sense. It's time.
Yeah. I mean, totally.
There's lots of bad guys in the world that need to be with.
And it's also just...
That's the best thing about Burn Notice. We with bad guys, and then we take them down. But we got to with them first, because they're and I love it. That's a great premise.
So okay.
Make them squirm, and then you cap them.
What's pretty clear, okay, we've identified your 2 best-known roles.
Sure.
What is your 3rd best-known role?
3rd best?
Yeah.
Autolycus, the King of Thieves, on Hercules and Xena. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
I always have a top 5.
Okay,
You know,
what's
but it's only top 5 in my brain. It's not what people
What's
would.
your top 5?
Top 5 is Ash, obviously. A Briscoe's top 5.
Ah, okay.
Playing a cowboy, that's always fun. Autolycus is top 5. Definitely Burn Notice top 5. Sam Axe, just because TV shows over 7 years they start to write how you talk. You don't talk how they write anymore. They just listen to you and they just write how you talk. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
You fold right into a thing, and you can read a script after a while and go, Sam wouldn't say that. The writer would go, okay, we'll fix it. You know.
So that's 4. You've only named 4.
I don't know. I'll think of something.
Okay. All right. Here's my number 5. Bubba Ho-Tep.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
Yeah.
We didn't make another one because the sequel never lived up to the original.
Yeah, that's a one and done.
It is, and Joe Lansdale is a very special writer. Period. End of story. And he never attempted a second one.
I think that's okay, though. I think.
He didn't want to, and I didn't want to.
Just
Because after a while, what is it? Elvis in New York City? I mean, where do you stop?
No.
You know.
Yeah. In case you don't know the premise of the movie, it is you are in a nursing home.
East Texas rest home.
And you are Elvis Presley.
He is like a 60-year-old
Yeah.
Elvis. He's dying in a rest home, but he has to team up with a guy who thinks he's JFK to kill a mummy that's sucking the souls out of the old people at the rest home through their orifices, including the butt. And so that's the premise of the story. And Ossie Davis is in it, and he thinks he's JFK. He thinks that they've got his brain on batteries hooked up back at the White House, and that they dyed him that color. I mean, if you can get past that premise, it's actually a cool little movie.
It is.
And it has a
very
nice
music.
little heartstrings, because there's the theme of what happens to old people. There really is underneath it. Because the nurse at the rest home didn't even know who Elvis Presley was. And I swear to God, if you ask people at this con, some 13-year-old person, who's Elvis Presley, I bet they wouldn't know.
You know what? It's very funny because Elvis there was that era where Elvis was the king of everything, and now you're right. It's like that cult doesn't exist.
Who?
Yeah, but
Elvis
you know what cult does exist? The cult that does exist is the Bruce Campbell cult. So Bruce, thank you so much for joining us here on Con Daily.
Thanks for having me. Comic-Con is always a very important place to return to, and I think you'll enjoy Hysteria if you can handle it.